Hey everyone, this is Angel from Avex Gaming with a brand new video for Horizon Zero Dawn: The Forbidden West, the now officially announced sequel for Horizon Zero Dawn. Here we are going to take a look at the trailer and analyze whatever we can from the footage and make a guess of what's going on for the next game that will arrive for the PS5. So now let's start with the most obvious part, which is the name of the game itself, The Forbidden West. This makes a clear reference to the west coast of the United States, and as many of you already know, the original game took place years ahead in the future in a territory that would have formerly been known as the states of Colorado and Utah, while the DLC focused on the state of Wyoming. All of the vantage points that you can find in the game are landmarks of these different states, and it seems that the sequel will have most of these details as well. The trailer sets the action of Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West in the city of San Francisco, which is clearly portrayed here in this digital version of the Ferry Building and the glorious Golden Gate. But there are other landscapes that don't match with this city at all. According to Google Maps, if you make a bike trip or a charger trip if you're Aloy, who by the way looks absolutely beautiful in this game, from Colorado to San Francisco, it will take roughly around 5 days non-stop from one point to the other, passing through the state of Utah, which we saw part of it in the original game, Nevada, and finally arriving at the state of California. I am pretty confident to say that a good portion of the game, or most of it, should be centered on this journey to the west coast, where we will be visiting all of these landmarks while facing new enemies. The great question here is, how big will the map be? We saw what the Decima engine is capable in terms of size with the map of Death Stranding, but we are talking about new hardware and an updated version of the Guerrilla's engine. So I am thinking perhaps it will be a little bit bigger than the size of the Death Stranding map, but as densely packed as Horizon's first game, but taking as much advantage as they can of the new and powerful SSD to bring a breathtaking experience. Now let's go with the enemies. Up to this point we have 3 different threats that are shown in the game. The first one, who was teased at the end of the first game, is Silence himself. He has allied against with Hades, who will possibly take control of the Metal Devil that we saw here to create a new army. And if that wasn't enough, it seems that he has also allied himself with the remaining members of the Shadow Carja to corrupt new machines using what seems to be a replica of Silence's original lance design. The second threat is a totally unknown tribe, which I will call the Watermelons because of the color of their clothing, and these Watermelons seem to be a dangerous faction with weapons like axes, lances, scythes, cannons, and why not a gigantic mammoth. The fact that they can control machines like this one without any clear sign of corruption seems interesting, and I hope it's something that is addressed in the game's story. Finally, we have the red seaweed, which seems to be like some sort of plague that infests and kills all sorts of living creatures, like these Prophellas over here, and crops like these carrots. The fact that Aloy can touch it, or that other humans can be walking around it, may hint that this is not toxic per se, or dangerous to human beings, but there is still doubt if the machines are affected by it, like this new tortoise with mold on top, which is starting to turn red. How does the seaweed arrive at any of these places? Well, we may have 2 clues here. The presence of bodies of water like this creek where the fox lies, or the beach where Aloy rides the charger could be one option. Or perhaps we're looking at a more biblical phenomenon that actually comes from a storm like the one that we are seeing here at the back, which strangely is exactly the same on the background of the Metal Devil. So the big question is, are all of these enemies backing up each other, or is each of them an individual force with its own agenda? Time will tell. With all these 3 threats on the horizon, no pun intended, we also have new and old machines that I suppose we will still be able to control. Some of the returning ones are, of course, the Charger and Snapmaw, while the new ones are the Big Tortoise, this sort of boar, the Mighty Mammoths, and the Pterodactyls, and I'm crossing my fingers hoping that we can soar the skies with these Dino Robot birds, because that would be amazing. And curiously, if we pair it with the fact that Aloy seems to now be able to swim underwater with the help of this oxygen mask, it means that the exploration aspect of the game will be bigger than we may have initially expected by a fair margin. And that's all I have been thinking about this trailer after seeing it a couple of times. I really recommend that if you have a 4K monitor or TV, take a look at it again at full resolution with the YouTube link of the official video right here in the comment section down below. It is really, really amazing. I'll keep you posted on anything else that comes for Horizon Zero Dawn, the sequel, and I'll catch you later in another video. Thank you for watching. See you later.